Hi everyone, it's Artis from Carbon and Construction Limited. In today's video I'm gonna be insulating the floor, or to be a bit more precise is the floor space under the floor, so joists. Just wanted to share with you, so this is how it looks obviously before. I have fitted some batten which I used to pack the Celotex. I will show you how it looks here. This is how it looks. So it's PIR, your foiled back insulation, if you like. So it doesn't have to be Celotex. This is Unilin or something like that. Here's the brand. So as I said, I wanted to share what I did, which is I wanted to still keep the airflow, which is very important really when you insulate anything. Any kind of insulation when you fit, you need to maintain the airflow. So by putting these battens on the bottom, pinning them to the side of the joists, I still got airflow underneath the plate or between plate and joists. And same, because it's 70mm, you got about 20mm or 19mm airflow on top of the floor as well. So also what you need to bear in mind, you don't want to be blocking off your air bricks. So if you go an air brick, say this would be outside wall, you go an air brick, so you need to leave a space for air to actually travel. So you're gonna have to notch the Celotex on the underside, so the air can actually travel to where, so you could get your airflow. So that's another thing to bear in mind. I've pretty much done all the floor, all the way. You can see probably. Can you see? Should be able to see there. Yeah, you see that? It's all done like so. So what I did on the small gaps, I did the expanding foam, and especially where I joined, because obviously you're not going to be able to get full sheets in. So I've cut them at 1.2 meters sideways, and I cut them to 450 lengths, and then I was able to push them in. And on the back or on the joints, I sprayed the foam so I can stick these areas, so it can stick together, so there's no air leaks as much, and not so much on the sides. It sits on the timber and try to make it all snug. But yeah, so I will add some pictures so you can see how I did it, because I was obviously up against the time a little bit. Bit inconvenience lifting all the floors. So as I mentioned, I was lifting 3 boards all the way along, and then I left the space, obviously depending how your floor goes through. So here I lifted these 3, as you can see, and then I was able to fill that gap. So I did on this side. Again, this is the 70mm, works perfectly, because don't forget these old joists, they are 105mm tall by 50mm wide, rather than our these days 4x2, which is 95 by 45, so it's 10mm bigger. So that's why 70mm is perfect really size. So that way you're not gonna block airflow top or bottom. So that's that. What else I want to mention? Technically, if your joists are parallel, then it doesn't take that long, but unfortunately for me, I have had some joists which aren't parallel, so that makes it a bit trickier and a bit more time consuming. But on average, a room of 3.8 by 3.6, I believe this one is, takes 2.5 to 3 days to fully do. That's to lift the boards up, to insulate it all, put it all back together and screw it, which is not too bad. And then obviously it's done for you, and you should be feeling the benefits pretty much straight away. Also, as you can see, so in our case we are doing LVT floor as well, which means I'm putting down 5.5mm plywood. I also use SBR to prime it with water, diluted with water, before I latex it. And I also use PU glue, D4 PU glue, to help and stick plywood down. And because this being waxed, I do sand it down with 60 or 40 grit sandpaper just to roughen up, to make sure the adhesion is as good as it can be. And I use the crown stapler, staples like that, as you can see, but I use 20mm long. These are 35s, I think. These are used to nail those buttons. Here you can use nail gun, first or second fixed nail gun as well, but these crown nails seem to hold it better because of the U shape of it. It does hold the buttons better. So obviously before you do your plywood, you need to make sure all the boards are screwed properly so you don't have any squeeze, because obviously if you do LVT, you're not going to be able to get, or plywood over top, you're not going to be able to solve the issue if you have one. So before you do that, you've got to make sure it's absolutely screwed down, nailed down, do whatever you like, but I prefer screws. And then obviously you can go on step 2, which is plywood, as you can see here. So I put that down, put PU glue down, and I nail every 150, every 100 mil, because it doesn't take long. So yeah, that is how I did it. And then I use the self-leveling compound with fibers, which is classed as a repair renovation screed or latex. So because it goes on the wood, it's okay. It's more flexible. Obviously if you got concrete floor, which we have there, you wouldn't need to do that. Like here we got concrete floor, so you don't have to worry about it. So we'll just feather it in. But when it comes to wood floors, I have used this before straight on the floorboards, where floors were quite flat, and just infilled the big gaps, which you can do. It's a bit cheaper, but I wouldn't say it's better, because after a while you can see a little waves in the floor. It can be done, but I mean it is better to use plywood. So but yeah, so this is what I wanted to share with you. Remember, a floor like this will probably take 2.5 days, 2 to 3 days, sorry, depending if you need to move furniture around, etc. By taking 3 boards every meter out, so you can access everything. And yeah, so as I can show you here, this is what you're gonna get. And it's the normal way. I will add some pictures which have been taken along the way, so you can see how it looks when I open all up. I've just got this section to finish, and I can crack on and put the ply down. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch up with you in our next videos.